Hey y'all, Somatic Shaman here. Thank you so much for visiting my page. I'm back, y'all. um, so let's continue on. Just wanted to share more additional updates. Keep in mind, this video is for, I can't even say entertainment purposes, y'all, but I'm going to say it. This video is for entertainment purposes. Please use your own discernment. But this video, I want to continue to share more of my experiences, more of what I've observed, of what I've witnessed, in a hope to educate, inform, and empower someone else who may be very well going through the same thing and just at a different stage or phase of this process, this whole Gangstalking experience. So I'm putting you on game. Understand that with me having said that, your situation may not be as extreme as mine is. Okay, it may even be worse. I'm not about playing oppressive Olympics, but at least I want you guys to be empowered by the information that you receive. Okay, so that if you are in a position to navigate differently, you can. That's my main objective with this. Okay. So, anyways, one of the things that I left off was that Spirit did enlighten me that when I would take my trash out to this dumpster, I mean, they paid so many people there in different corners. And I'm like, Spirit, how is it that they already know where I'm going to be before I even get there? And then Spirit showed me a quick vision. It was just like, okay, you got cameras in your home, okay, listening devices in your home. You have people that are astral projecting so they can see what's going on from a spiritual standpoint, spying astrally, okay? And then you have people who live right next to you, your neighbor who lives on either side of you that's part of this whole shit, and then directly underneath you. And all of these three people, all of these three neighbors are hooked on to your same Wi-Fi where they're streaming access into your physical living space. So they physically can go into their phones, access the Wi-Fi to be able to see what's going on in your home based on what was implanted there, including, listening devices. And then as soon as you come out, these people are on walkie-talkies, on phones. And it's like as soon as you come out, one person says, oh, she's coming downstairs. Oh, she's outside. You have people who have their windows open. Okay, she's coming out. She's watching. She's coming by your way around the corner, to the dumpster. Put your trash out. And they literally had cameras set up outside so it would show basically facing out towards the window, facing me or facing outside. So the minute that I'm walking out, they can capture footage of where I'm going as I'm going, like different vantage points, okay, POV points, whatever. So this is how they always knew where I was as I was coming out of my apartment, when I was leaving my apartment, and just, this is how they found out. And so one of the things Spirit had shared with me was there's a woman, apartment 303. She lives in, apartment 303. Okay. And she's in the 906 apartment building of where I stay. And so she was closely connected or closely to the dumpster. And so her vantage point was, as soon as I wrap around the corner, she could see me walking towards the dumpster. That's when they give information to the people to drive up to the dumpster and to steal my trash, so that they can try to identity fraud or, mostly do spell work, because a lot of the covens, lived within my apartment complex too, so that. And then remember, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I just saw 444. So there's no joke with this whole harnessing, harvesting, and siphoning energy. There's a legit business. It's a black market, and the elites do this. And to a lot of people, it's like, it sounds like some woo woo nonsensical shit. But the people who are tapped in, turned on, tuned in, and are awakened and enlightened, they know the deal. Okay. And what I've discovered is I've had dreams and visions of this as confirmation that the folks who are involved, it can vary anywhere from musicians, actors, so that they can use the energy that they siphon, harness, and harvest for their own benefit. Whatever that reason is, they use that energy once it's bottled up in order to what, catapult them into fame, their reputation, money, you name it. Okay, whatever it is that they desire or are looking for. Okay. And so, and make no mistake about it, that also includes the political sphere. Okay. So if it's to be a likable candidate, to extend their time in office, this is all connected, y'all. All connected. Okay. So it's not just the whole Illuminati and the music industry. It runs the gamut in all of these different industries, that the elites who choose to abuse power. Okay, this is how they conduct themselves. Whew, it's a lot, y'all. Anyways, some information that I wanted to share. One thing in particular, I guess you would call her my handler, because I'm not going to mention her name anymore. Spirit says it's just giving her too much energy of my energy. So, she used to be, or at one point, she had decided to move to Virginia, where I was, to be a living nanny. And it's really to be closer to her supply, which is me, okay, or power source. Now, one interesting thing is, as of today that I'm making this video, what is it, April 19th, 2026, I learned that she has lost a significant amount of her connections and her resources. Primarily her connections and her resources due to the lies, okay? Lies and the exposure, the uncovering of that exposure, okay? She's lost a number of, okay? Now, because she presents to be too much of a liability, too much of a wild card, and when things are getting too hot, because I just heard the block is hot, the block is hot, none of her connections, affiliations want to be connected to her when she goes down. And she will go down. This is what Spirit is showing me. This is what the spiritual team or spirits have shown me. Okay. And so the people who's connected to her, has worked with her, offering connections, resources, money, so that manpower, whatever is needed for her to execute the gang stalking, they've cut their ties, meaning like they've cut their losses. And Spirit has told me that they've tapped out and that they no longer want to be affiliated with her, but yet here she goes, still continues. But with that being said, they have disconnected themselves from her, which also includes their resources and their connections and their money and their manpower. So right now, she's trying to drive on E, basically trying to utilize whatever connections, relationships that she has not burned on both ends. But she proves to be too much of a liability. And that's purposeful, Spirit, because I've already said she's not even in control. She has several attachments. Spiritually, she has at least 3 demons that resides in her vessel. And that's just due to spiritual work that she has done that has left her open, and they're attached. And because I speak to angels, I also speak to demonic entities. That's just the nature of the work that I do. when it comes to exorcism, is that with that being said, they're not leaving. They're not leaving her vessel. If they go, she goes. Okay? They go, she goes. So there's that. Um, anyways, let's continue on. Um, Also, when it comes to, what is it? When it comes to gang stalking, one of the things that I learned about is if you hear like a lot of sirens, fire trucks, ambulance, police, oftentimes that's part of it. I mean, sometimes it can be due to noise campaign just to irritate you, and other times it's knowledge that they're obtaining. And the knowledge that they are obtaining is, how long is it going to take for them to get to their destination? And they're purposely doing it in your neighborhood so that if for any reason that you end up having to call 911 for an emergency, they know how much time they're working with. Okay. And that's part of the plan of what they look to enact, whatever it is, anything that requires you to call 911. It's their research to find out how long it will actually take for them to get to your destination. So if you hear a lot of fire trucks, ambulance, and law enforcement, like the sirens, I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but if it happens consecutively, just pay attention to that, okay? Because it's all intentional. Now, one thing about me being intuitive is that if someone is part of a gang stalking organization or part of a secret society, a cult, a coven, affiliated or adjacent to the gang stalking organization, if you so much walk across my path and let's say you've done something to me, towards me already, you've already been made spiritually. Okay, meaning you've tapped into my energy. Now I have a direct cord to tap into your energy. Okay. And so with that said, I will say um the sister who lives out in Cali, the one who is half Egyptian and half Arab, you were following me, okay? And I may not have seen you in it, but I definitely saw the vehicle, and that's all I needed to know. You may have what, 2 or 3 kids? Spirit informed me, California, so you're living in California now, okay? And your husband's family's from Brazil. Um, And this is just simply from you gang stalking me, okay? Once I tapped into your vehicle, that's it. Whatever information I need to know, I can get, providing my spiritual team gives me the green light. Now, one interesting thing is they like to dedicate their attention and focus as they are learning you, studying you, observing you. They like to dedicate time to see how to control you, how to further to condition you, okay? How to keep you distracted, okay? And with that, they want to understand what makes you tick. So it can be something from like your passion, what you don't like, what you do like, because they want to know how to be able to suppress you, how to be able to oppress you, okay? So they dedicate a lot of time on observing you, your ticks, what makes you tick, your triggers, so that they are in a better position to, like I mentioned before, suppress and oppress you, condition you, control you overall. One interesting thing is that I picked up on the energy was there's what is it, international, is it international affairs, I don't know why, but I'm picking up on a lot of government agencies are involved in this, meaning and it could be involved in this as far as like they're having a part of this gang stalking organization. And when I say having a part, I'm talking about specific individuals who work for these government agencies who partake in organized crime. And then I'm also talking about those who may be connected to a task force dedicated to further investigating these government agencies for checks and balances, okay? I've heard DOJ, DOD, Homeland Security, CIA, NSA, FBI, just to name a few. So I'm going to leave that here. It's getting kind of dark, but I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.